Everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I butchered my intro 3 different times, so I had to record this 3 different times. It was only in like a couple of seconds into the video, literally, because I do the intro. But this would be what if Naruto was raised by Kaguye, and let's get into it. So Naruto, he's down in the area, like in the crater of last episode. We're just gonna call it Crater Woods. So yeah. And backstory to that crater. That crater is because when the Nine Tails attacked, we're gonna say instead of Minato, teleporting it somewhere really far, it was like right there. So the Nine Tails himself created that crater. And yeah, end of backstory, like end of story time. So Naruto gets like when Naruto like reappears, obviously. He appears in like the wooden area, and Naruto immediately like he starts to feel like there's someone watching him. And as in feel someone watching him, like their like chakra is immense. Like there's no reason for their chakra to be this high. Because no one that Naruto knows has a stronger chakra than him. Except for the chakra that's watching him. So as like Naruto, like he's trying not to make it seem obvious, but he's like walking around trying to figure out who it is, but he's like not he's making sure like not to like make them mad or anything like that. Basically, he's trying not to make like tick them off. So he's doing around like he's walking around, he's training, he started training a little bit. Then he started getting like firewood and stuff together. He caught himself something to eat, and he made himself a little shelter. And like when nightfall began, like started to come down, the person that finally asked him, "Are you planning on staying out here?" Obviously in a feminine voice, but I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say it like that. So fuck off. She asks him, "Are you gonna stay out here?" And Naruto like looks up and was like, "Wait a minute, is that?" And she was like, "Yeah, the yeah, I'm kind of back now, kind of, almost." And like she was like Naruto was like, "I thought you were gone," and Naruto, she was like, "Don't never mind that. I don't appreciate what you did in the village. That was very stupid of you." And Naruto like didn't know how to respond. Like he was honored, like he was happy to see the person that's in front of him, but like he was kind of disappointed because she saw what he did in the village. And she was like, "Besides that, I'm here to help you." And Naruto was like, "Why does your chakra seem strong but faint?" And she was like, "Because I'm using a quote unquote vessel to communicate with you and to help you. And also don't tell anyone else about me." And Naruto's like, "Okay." And she was like, "Well, regarding the seal, um, come here." And Naruto hesitantly walks over there. And when he gets over there, she grabs him by his hair and like just picks him up. And Naruto like cause it hurts, he's getting his hair pulled. Who the wouldn't like try to grab her? Like try to what's the name? And she puts her hand on his chest, and she removes the seal. And in tandem, Divine Seal gets removed as well. And Naruto like just erupts in power, and so does Divine. But Naruto's power, you know, no one really cares because well, it's just Naruto, a couple of wildlife creatures, and well, if you couldn't already tell, Kaguya there. So, um, But in the Hidden Leaf Village, there's civilians, there's shinobi, and there's this big ass pillar of light in the middle of the village. Well, not in the middle, but somewhere close, like in like a residential area of the village. So like, yeah, a whole bunch of ninjas and stuff are arriving on the scene, and Divine, like she's just sitting there, like she like her power awoken and everything. And if you're asking, I'm gonna give their abilities. Naruto has a red Rinnegan in his eye, and since he's special, like since Naruto's ability doesn't like Naruto's ability has he gets a red Rinnegan right in his eye. He doesn't get the one going through their head, like through their forehead. He doesn't get that. He gets one in his eye, and he gets a little weird plasma red sword, whatever that is, and then he get his because apparently every Otsutsuki has that mode, like that one god tier mode, but we're not going to discuss that mode yet. And um, Divine gets the cut through her forehead, like signifying that she does have that eye, and she gets an eye in her hand, which she can absorb abilities like if they get shot at her, and she can like increase them, like she can increase using her own chakra, she can increase the damage of the ability, like the strength of the ability, and shoot it back at someone, causing more damage. So let's say Naruto uses the Nine Tails ability and shoots a tail beast ball manner, she'll be able to absorb it, enhance it with her chakra, then shoot it back at her, like kind of like what Momoshiki did, obviously. So yeah, so after Naruto, like after like their power gets awoken, like Itachi knowing that the only person that could do that, unless Naruto found a way to fully break the seal, the only person that could do that was Kaguya, from the information that he's received. And Kakashi kind of informs him that it's true, because when Kaguya took over his body, he got like a fragment of like a knowledge from her, indicating that the only thing that can undo Naruto's seal, unless it is Naruto, is Kaguya, or Devon is Kaguya. So with that being said, like they don't like she. So now they're out. They're trying to look for Naruto. Also, forgot one more thing. Divine. No, given the fact that I think almost every one of the Otsutsuki have the Byakugan. I'm gonna give it to both Naruto and not Sasuke. Fuck, Naruto and Divine. But that's it. There's no ability or nothing that they have with the Byakugan. They can use it, but it's not gonna be that effective. Well, I'm gonna give Mei just a little bit more. So yeah, Mei's pretty good at close combat and distance. Like when it comes to distance, she can just defend. But if it comes down to it, she can handle herself in a hand to hand situation. If it ever came down to that. And so like after Naruto gets put down and he opens his eyes, he realizes like one of his eyes feel like completely different. Well, both of them do, but one of them in particular like he doesn't feel right. Like he doesn't feel like he's in his own body. So he goes and he looks in the river, and he kind of looks like how do I say that? Well, um he kind of looks like, well, Naruto if he was a Naruto Sasuke member. Yeah. So God, I wish I had better. I wish I had like more like enthusiasm, and like I don't know. I've had a rough day today. So Naruto basically like he looks into the water and he sees himself, and he sees the red Rinnegan, and he's like, what the fuck? And he kind of starts panicking. And then she reassures him that he needs to calm down, and she also tells him that if he wants to, he's able to use the Rene rebirth. And she asks him what that means, and she was like, I don't know, I heard it from Black Zetsu. And then Black Zetsu appears, and this is mainly going to be the person that's teaching Naruto. She's just there to be there. But before like all that even happened, Naruto turned and looked at her and was like, how are you down here? And Black Zetsu was like, I found her a host, and this is like all the positive. Like this is since it's a host that was more like since it was a host that was more willing than Kakashi, she's able to stay down here longer than Kakashi. Well, using this host. So Naruto's like, so you're still up there, you're just down here. And she was like, yeah, from what I understand. And she was like, well, he's gonna be training you, but when we fight, like, he's gonna be teaching you, like, your abilities, what you can and can't do with your abilities, things like that. And what I'm gonna be doing is beating the shit out of you every time we train together. And Naruto, like, looks at her. That's not what she said, but that's basically what she said. She was like, me and you are gonna train together, and although you're not strong enough to fight me, we're still gonna train together. And Naruto like just was like that. So you're just gonna abuse me. This is gonna be abuse. And where Naruto just hold on. The reason why that crater hasn't really been explored, it's just been called the crater woods, is because the Nine Tails chakra lingered down, like using that Tails Beast Bomb. I'm gonna say like the Nine Tails chakra lingered down into there, so like all like the little wildlife and animals and squirrels and shit are a lot bigger and more aggressive than they are normally. So it's like a totally different world down there when you go inside that crater. And yes, the crater is pretty massive, okay? So, like, they're down in there, and like, Naruto, like, Naruto turns and looks at Black Zetsu and is like, what is Rene Rebirth? And Black Zetsu was like, well, it's a shot, you might be able to do it, but you also might need a Sharingan. And Zetsu was like, what? I mean, Naruto's like, what? What was that? I can't, I didn't understand you. You kind of mumbled a little bit. And Naruto, um, Black Zetsu was like, you might need a Sharingan. And Naruto was like, bro, you're gonna have to speak up. And Kaguya sighs was like, you're gonna need a Sharingan to infuse it with your Rinnegan to make your again your eye stronger than what it is right now. Because right now it's just an upgraded version of the purple Rinnegan. It's just like a Rinnegan. It's a Rinnegan or whatever the fuck they call it. Um, so Naruto's like so where besides like my friends and shit, where can I get one of those? And Zetsu's like, well, there are many places you can. Like if you go to well just follow me. And Kaguya goes with them, but the only reason why Kaguya goes is to suppress Naruto's chakra because he doesn't know how to do it himself yet. So basically what Kaguya did is she put like a small barrier around them, like a chakra barrier basically, holding Naruto's chakra in because Naruto's letting off enough chakra to let the niggas in the fucking sand village feel him. Like Naruto can't hold his chakra. Naruto and Divine can barely hold their chakra in like right now. So they go back to the Leaf Village when they go to the Black Ops area, and they find like this chamber, and there's a whole bunch of Sharingan in there. And Naruto finds a jar with the Mangekyo, and it's Gaku's eye, plural, but, you know, whatever. Um, so Naruto's like, I don't feel right doing this. And she was like, he's dead. Who's gonna care? And Naruto's like, but that's Sasuke's dad. And Itachi's dad. And Naruto's, well, Black Zetsu was like, well, if you can do Rene Rebirth, you can bring all of them back because you have enough chakra to. And like Naruto like thinks about that, and he agrees. And Zetsu was like, but we have to make one more stop. And Naruto, you're gonna have to toughen up a bit. And Naruto, like, what do you mean? And Kaguya was like, in order for you to help everyone, you're kind of gonna need um Divine. And Naruto's like, so well, I could just go and ask her. And Black Zetsu chimes in and was like, Naruto, in order for this to work the way that you want it to, for you to have everyone to be happy, you're kind of gonna need to take her, whether she likes it or not. Whether anyone else in the village likes you or not after this, you're gonna need to take her. You might be viewed as a fugitive. And Naruto was like, and like for 5 minutes, Naruto was down there. Like Naruto was in the place. He put like Kaguya and Zetsu like, we're gonna give him some time, and they leave the room. This is Kaguya in the stage in the back though. She's not fully fucking god tier mode. She's just like in the stage in the back, like right there. Yeah. I also messed up on that edit. See that edit right there? That edit, like that part right there. I'm supposed to crop that out, but I didn't. Oh well. Sorry. Yeah, not that much, but yeah, still. So Naruto, like, he puts the eye in and he walks out and he's like, okay, I'm ready. And he opens his eye and there's a little blood falling from his eye. But now he has the Tomoe, like he has a Tomoe Renegon. It's basically a glorified purple Renegon. It's the fuck up talking to me. I think. I don't know. I don't really quite care. From my understanding though, isn't like the red Renegon the highest ranked Renegon besides the one that besides the one that Sasuke had? Cause the Ten Tails had that and Kaguya had that. So Naruto not knowing how to use all of his abilities and strength at this present moment in time is still one of the very strongest people out there. But we're not going to talk about that because I don't feel like it. Anyway, so like Naruto appears in the Leaf Village, like just floating above it, and Naruto like looks behind him, and Kage was like, they can't see us because well, I'm using kind of like a cloaking device, but they can see you. So everyone's looking up at Naruto, and Kakashi and Itachi and like everybody that knows Naruto like appears, and like, yo, like they run over there and like, yo, Naruto, like you gotta come back. And Naruto sees Divine, and Naruto looks at her and was like, I need you. And Divine was like, well, if you can come down here, we can talk about it. And Naruto was like, you're coming with me, whether you like it or not. And everybody in the village was kind of, well, everybody that was in Naruto's friend group was kind of shocked because Naruto never acted like this before. And Sasuke was like, Naruto, what's going on? And Naruto was like, come with me. And he holds out his hand. And Divine was like, Naruto, our friends are here. Like we have people that care about us here. And Naruto was like, the only person that I care about isn't here. You need to come with me. And she was like, no, I can't just leave our friends. And Naruto pulls out, like, he summons like his energy sword, and he's like, I wasn't asking, I was telling you. And Itachi was like, Naruto, what are you doing? You know what this is gonna do, right? And Naruto looks at Itachi and was like, I've prepared for the consequences. But of you. and he appears in front of Itachi. Now, normally, let's be honest, Itachi wouldn't fall for this, but he appears in front of Itachi and kicks Itachi and Kakashi away because he knows that those two are the real problem here. And as he grabs Divine and he teleports back to the air, and Divine's kind of like trying to push him off and things. And when she gets up there, she sees Kaguya and she just stops. And Kaguya was looked at her and was like, "Play along." And she stops and she turns around and they just vanish. Like Kaguya, they just vanish. And Kakashi was like, "What the hell? Like, what's going on?" And Sasuke was like, "Better yet, what the hell just happened? Like, what just happened? I'm so confused." And they go back to the crater, like the crater woods area thing, and Devon was like, "So what are we supposed to be doing?" And Zetsu basically tells her, like, "Well, for right now, really nothing. But here's the plan. Well, here's Naruto's plan. Naruto is going to resurrect everyone that died in the Uchiha Massacre and the Nine Tails attack. But in order for him to do that, he's going to need chakra, lots of it, and he's going to need you to help him. And obviously some people if you ever feel like you need some, but it's you two together are a pretty capable team." And Naruto, as Zetsu tells them this, Naruto's like, "I prepared for the consequences. I'll make him like a monster at the end of this. I prepared. But of you." This is going to be ending this part off. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If y'all did, drop a like. If y'all enjoy my content, please subscribe. Anyway, this has been Shinobi, and peace out.